second nature in our industry now in St. Louis. Everybody knows. You go to a voc-ed high school, you'll know that they have a partnership with the Carpenters in St. Louis, and those instructors and those administrators there know their successful kids coming out of their programs have to have at least, you know, a level 6 in math, and most recently we were reprofiled to a level 5 in reading. And so those are the goals they're shooting for. Now, those high school kids that come to us that don't have those, at least we know where they're at in the system and how much more work we need to do with them. But you can only imagine the feathers that they have in their cap if they do come to us with those scores. You know, puts them that much further ahead of the game. When you've impacted people's lives that 5 years ago would have never thought they would have ever had those kinds of opportunities, it really it makes you feel good inside that you've done the right thing. And it was hard at first. And you know, it's one of those things that you're glad now that you look back, you stuck by the decision. Because the easy thing would have been, say, heck with it, I'm not going to get beat up every other week. And that's what was happening. But we stuck to our guns, and it's been the best thing we could have done for our industry, because it's really raised the caliber of the expectations, and that equates to a better worker in the field. And it equates also to the fact that it's given those workers more options, that they realize as we move into a more technological era that with those critical thinking skills, and as we move more away from the brawn to the brain, that they're in part of that equation now, and they have the skill sets to do what they need to do to you know, keep gainful employment and make a career as opposed to a job out of carpentry. For anybody 25 or older that needs to meet the high school diploma GED criteria, we're going to offer you a third way. If you don't want to go back and do the credit repair, you don't want to go back and do the GED, this third way of the reading for information, the applied math, the locating information, and now the observation became the package that we use for people 25 or older in lieu of the GED or high school diploma. So it really was an asset to us because, again, we put our creative thoughts together. I know I was pushing the envelope, and I think it served everyone's needs because those individuals were able to stay out on the job site being productive for their contractors, and you know it was obviously recognized by the state of Missouri as a very innovative solution to what could have been a very detrimental, you know, issue had we just followed the black and white rule. And that's what the beauty of WorkKeys has done in my world, in my industry, in my region, because everybody knows that a level 6 in applied math is really, really rigorous. But it's been profiled. So this is no hocus pocus. We didn't grab this out of the air. This is legitimate stuff. And I think that's the validity that ACT brings to the table. It catches their ear, and then I'm able to nail down the sale when I show them that there's a parallel product out there for the workforce. And you know, and I always try to slip in there. It's not just for the entry level. You know, we've used this for parallel moves and lateral and and vertical moves in different companies as well. And so I've been fortunate to work with companies in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, in the southeast part of the state, that they're very clear in their ads in the newspaper. When you come to see us, you have to have an AM4, an RFI3. People know what that means. It's not some code that somebody has to break down there. They know what that stands for: applied math and reading for information. So don't even come to our door without that. And so I think that's been great. part of my doctoral dissertation was rooted in pre-test and post-test based on work he's applied math scores. And I've done other research since then because I've had state directors of their department, their Department of Workforce Development saying, there's not data out there. And so sometimes, you had to actually go do the research and show them scientifically, from an empirical sense and not an anecdotal sense that, no, this stuff's working. And so I think it's been very beneficial to have a quality product, and I hate to call it a product, but that's what it is. It's very nice to have that in place, and we've been fortunate that we were on the front end, the cutting edge of it, and have actually benefited from it. I don't think you'll find a contractor in my area that would say, no, that was a bad move, because now we've sown those seeds into other geographic areas that we've merged with in the last couple of years, and now this is a mandatory requirement over in southern Illinois, it's a mandatory requirement down in southeast Missouri, it's a mandatory requirement over in Kansas City. So the seeds have been sown. It's not, again, like somebody can come back and say this is some rigged sales job or something like that. We've got the data to show that it works, and there's a better product in the end for it.